Saturday Social is powered by FIFA 22 with PlayStation.
Welcome back to Saturday Social. Joining myself and Joe on the show. They're still debating the squad now.
That's the one where I've let myself down.
They're still not happy with the combined 11.
Don't lose in.
So we're going to move on, Joe. We're going to move on. Guys, we've got to move on now. We're going to do trends. We know the rules.
We've got to move on.
The guys get to debate, literally.
Yeah.
The biggest talking points from Twitter.
Absolutely. Let's talk about Pep. Let's talk about Pep Guardiola because he had quite a few things to say, didn't he, this week, particularly about Liverpool. I don't know if you guys at home have seen these quotes, but they are quite spicy. Here he is saying, everyone in this country supports Liverpool, the media, everyone. They have an incredible history in European competitions, not in the Premier League, because they've won one in 30 years. But I don't care. Of course you don't, Pep. Very clearly does not care about the Liverpool supporting press that he claims exists. But the question we're going to ask you guys, is Pep right or wrong about Liverpool? 60 seconds on the clock. Paul, I'm coming to you first. As the Liverpool fan, what do you think?
He's gone full Man City Twitter there, hasn't he? In a very big way, Pep Guardiola. Look, I get how he might feel like that, but what he's done is confused nobody cares about Man City with everyone loves Liverpool, and they're not the same thing. Is that, yeah, people don't love Liverpool more. Liverpool have more fans, more history, they're more known, they're more cared about, good and bad. People are so indifferent to Man City, and I think he's a bit worried and a bit jealous about that because he wants his achievements recognised, and they're not, because he's got everything available to him. It's come easy to him, relatively speaking. And look, people want City to win the league than Liverpool because more people hate Liverpool than hate Manchester City. It ruins less seasons to have City come out on top.
Neutral perspective?
I agree. I think that Pep Guardiola's got it completely wrong, and I think there's an easy case study to prove it. Pep Guardiola shares a city with Manchester United. Manchester United want City to win the league. That proves that it isn't true. Everybody isn't supporting Liverpool because your rivals are actually supporting you.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie.
Do you know
As
what?
a Man United fan, I want City to win the league. Perfect place to answer. You Man United fan, two of your rivals
I
going
do
for
want
it. You'd
City
rather
to win
City
the
than
league.
Liverpool.
Yeah, I would rather City would win the league, but I would probably rather Liverpool won the European Cup. Just because then City still haven't done it. Do you know what I mean? There's that argument.
Let's move on to trend number 2, which is about Erling Haaland. It's confirmed that he'll be joining Manchester City. Man City fans absolutely buzzing with this. As you can see, Sky Sports reported Man City have officially confirmed they've reached an agreement in principle with Borussia Dortmund for Erling Haaland. This got so many people talking, pundits, players, fans, including our very own friend and co-colleague Karen Carney. This is what she had to say.
We've got a superstar coming. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets 20 goals. But what I would also say is that how many players that come to Man City and knock it out of the park in their first season? You saw Sterling struggle. It was only his third season he started to get the numbers probably that they wanted from him. Grealish, Rodri, Cancelo. It takes time. I mentioned earlier, they're choreographed, this team. So he's going to have to buy into that and build into that and adapt to that. And that takes time. So he will be a superstar. He will add so much more to this team that are already flawless. But I think it's to be patient and also mind his injuries. You know, he's his 21-year-old, going to be 22, but he's missed a bit of game time as well. So I'm going to have to protect him and pick him and use him wisely.
OK, so those are the thoughts of Karen there. Next trend is quite simply talking about him. Will Haaland be the top scorer in the Premier League next season? Rory, I'm coming to you first, because on your YouTube channel, you called Haaland overrated recently.
Yeah, I stand by that. I think he is. I think people are just giving it as if it's an obvious win. People are saying, Man City have already won the league, it's in the bag, and it's going to be a rip-roaring success. And I don't think it's as simple as that. I think his build-up play leaves a lot to be desired when you think about the way that Pep Guardiola likes to play. As a centre-forward in that team, you're going to have to play the ball as a midfielder. You're going to have to be that good on the ball. Erling Haaland isn't that. The injury record is a massive problem. I think that the way that he plays the game isn't necessarily conducive to the Premier League. And I would also say that they're probably going to be champions. Do they need him? Trying to accommodate a centre-forward when you're already winning isn't always a good thing. Look at Chelsea and Lukaku.
Do you agree?
Yeah, Man City are on 20, and then they're twisting on 20 when, trying to get 21 and not being happy with having what they are. It could work, and they could have an absolutely unbeatable hand, but equally they could bust out by one more player, one more ego, one more thing that isn't quite suited to the system. I think he's got dream Pep ball this season. I don't think he wanted a centre-forward. He was stuck with Aguero, and now he's buying another guy in who's a bit immovable. It'll work because he's amazing.
This is Pep Guardiola. This is Pep Guardiola. Surely he's going to find a way of making it work. But let's move on to the next topic. Let's go to the bottom end of the table because the relegation battle is spicy at the moment. We can have a look at the remaining fixtures then for all three sides. Everton, Brentford, Palace and Arsenal, Burnley, Tottenham, Villa, Newcastle and then Leeds, who have played one game more than Burnley and Everton, but sit on the same points as Burnley with, importantly, a minus 38 goal difference. Those goals conceded coming back to bite them. And Brighton and Brentford to play. Not easy fixtures, so it's going to be quite a simple question. Paul, are Leeds going down?
From out of nowhere, yeah, Leeds look like they're just plummeting like a stone, don't they? There's a mad rule of thumb that me and my dad always talk about in football is you look at the goal difference, and the goal difference tends to decide the positions in the tables. It's not exactly that, but that's insane. They can't stop conceding goals. They can't stop getting men sent off. It feels like they're in a bit of a downward spiral. It'd be funnier if Everton got relegated, of course, but no, it does. It leads in a lot of trouble.
Rory?
Yeah, I think they're down. I think it's a shame because on some level Chelsea and Leeds are massive rivals and therefore I should be delighting in the fact that they're going down. But the Premier League is a richer place having them in it. It's a better Premier League. You know, we're welcoming Fulham to the Premier League. We're welcoming Bournemouth to the Premier League. There's no edge. There's no excitement about that. Whereas Leeds United are a proper established club. So it is a shame, but I do think they're going to go. And I think one of the main reasons they're going to go is Jesse Marsch. I think he's got it so wrong so many times. Like, what's he talking about Gandhi and Mother Teresa for? Like, what on earth are you doing, mate? You're in a relegation dogfight. Focus on the relegation dogfight. Secure points in any way that you have to. That is not the answer, and the reason they're going down is Marsch.
Oh, wow. Not Bielsa, who's
strong comments. You know, Rory, but both thinking Leeds. I think it'll be very tight. I think it'll go down to that last game.
Yeah.
Trend for fourth and final trend is about the race for the top four after Tottenham's emphatic thumping of Arsenal 3-0 in the North London derby. I was there. Gary Neville described it as the best atmosphere he's experienced in a Premier League stadium this season.
Sandwich.
He's definitely right. I was there. The atmosphere was fantastic. It was a great win for Spurs. And Gary Neville also spoke about the race to the top four after the game. Give this a listen.
I actually thought Tottenham would win this game tonight. I'm not very good at predictions, but I actually thought Tottenham would win this game. Before the game, earlier on in the week, I think I said I thought they would win, and it's turned out to be that way. And I think Tottenham will beat Burnley, and I think Arsenal will have to win their last two matches, and I'm not sure they will. I think that was a really big blow tonight. I might be wrong, you know, and I'm absolutely neutral between these two clubs. There's no sort of, I'd rather Arsenal do it, I'd rather Tottenham do it. You know, at the end of the day, both teams go for it, and whoever wins, I'd say well done. But I do feel now if I had to put a pound on it, would be on Tottenham.
So, those are thoughts of Gary Neville. We can have a look at the league table just to see how tight it is, because obviously, as a Spurs fan, I was delighted with the win. I'm honest enough to know that it's still in Arsenal's hands, actually, and Tottenham have it all to do. Tottenham playing Burnley and Norwich. Arsenal have Newcastle and Everton. I've got to be honest, Burnley fixture really scares me, Joe, because Tottenham beat Man City and then lost to Burnley.
Away saying you'll
I know, I'm really worried about it. So, got to be honest to say, it is still in Arsenal's hands. If they win there too, they will be fourth. But it's split opinion. A lot of people think Spurs and a lot of people think Arsenal on social media. So 60 seconds on the clock. Quite simply, Paul, who do you think will finish fourth?
I think it'll be Tottenham Hotspur. I do, and I've said this for a few weeks now. It's having those big game players for decisive moments, and you see it in the North London derby. The big boys step up to the plate in the big moments. And Arsenal, I think, are probably a better footballing side, and I think they're as a project. I think they're further along than Tottenham. But what Conte's done, he's come in, made them harder to beat, a bit more resolute, and then you've got those proven match winners. You know, the ball is in Arsenal's court, but I think Tottenham will have a slightly more bottle come the end of the season.
Okay.
Very unspurs, by the way.
I think Tottenham will do it. I think the difference between the two is managerial. I think Antonio Conte is a proven winner and elite level manager, and I think Arteta is a pretender. And therefore, he won't have the minerals. He won't have the minerals to get them there. I also think momentum is massive. The momentum that Tottenham are going to get from that victory over Arsenal is going to catapult them, inspire them. Whereas I think it could be a really damaging result. Conceding 3, I think that's the biggest margin of victory that's ever happened in the Premier League era between Tottenham and Arsenal in Tottenham's favour. Yeah. I think it's going to really crucify that team.
Oh, the disrespect to Arteta there. Yeah. Goodness me.
Hang on though, innit?
Two good managers, I think. I think it'll be very tight. It's tough to call. I'm nervous about it, but I enjoyed those trends, mate. A lot.